Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Daniel Jesse and let's get after it. So today, what the topic of discussion is today is emergency evacuation. Emergency evacuation and my plan. So, I guess with everything that's been going on in the world in the last 10 days, the world is slightly more crazy than it has been in a long time. I recently came from Las Vegas, as you've seen in my previous videos. I was there during the Cybertruck at Trump Tower incident, though it didn't affect any of my vacation in Las Vegas at all. It didn't affect any of my YouTube filming in Las Vegas. But we were there. My sister-in-law texted my wife and said, "Are you guys okay?" Super panicked about it and everything, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" Anyway, so that's how we discovered that the Cybertruck had exploded at Trump Tower while we were there. Just we were a few miles away from it. So anyway, you got those incidences, but the California fire situation is really kind of what sparked the topic of this video, and so that's why I'm talking about emergency evacuation and what my plan is. One of the books I had written about a decade ago is titled Urban Survival, and it's available in the links in my links below. Click on the books that I've written on. The Urban Survival book is in that link for you can buy it off of Amazon. It's kind of an outdated book, but it's still available out there anyway. Anyway, so I'm just going to go over 11 points of my personal evacuation plan, and you can take it for what it's worth and apply it to your life, or modify it to your life and your scenario. Whatever you need to do, you're definitely welcome to do that. So first and foremost is I have a documents box that has all of my important documentation. It has my birth certificate, my wife's birth certificate, our social security cards, our passports, any other things that are vital information that we don't want to get lost or burned up or flooded out, or things that we can't do without and are very difficult to replace. That's what's in the document box. And it's basically in a location to where if we need to go, we can grab that box really quickly, throw it in the car, and off we go, kind of thing. So that's the first thing, is the document box. Second thing is we have a Faraday bucket. And if you're not familiar with what a Faraday bucket or a Faraday cage is, it's a metal container that has a metal lid on it. It's got insulation on the inside so that it's not anything inside of it's not actually physically touching the metal. It's kind of isolated from the metal. But what a Faraday cage or a Faraday bucket is meant to do is to protect from any kind of electromagnetic pulse that could ruin any kind of electronic anything. And so what I have in the Faraday bucket is I have my hard drives, my external hard drives, thumb drives, anything electronic that I need to not lose, first of all, because I know where it's at. It's always in the same location. And then also it's the Faraday bucket is about this big. It's small, just enough to fit the hard drives and the very important electronic things in it. So it contains, the hard drives contain backups of all my files, my videos, my photos, all the things that I don't want to have lost. Those are in the Faraday bucket. Those, along with the document box, are near each other and can be thrown in the car very quickly without a problem. So Faraday bucket or a Faraday cage, very important. Next, when looking at the footage of the California fire situation, there was a photo that was taken from Sunset Boulevard of a Chase bank, and I'll put that photo in here so you can take a look and see what I'm talking about. So there's this Chase bank that was completely burned out on Sunset Boulevard, and it reinforced and sealed the point that I've been making to people for a long time, is do not store anything valuable in a safe deposit box. Safe deposit box in a bank is probably the worst place to store anything at all. You know, not only are they not immune from search anymore because of the way that the National Defense Authorization Act, Patriot Act, those types of newish laws that have come into existence since September 11, 2001, basically allows any government official to seize control of safe deposit boxes basically at their whim. Super dangerous place to keep anything of any kind of value. And seeing this burned out Chase Bank is just putting a fine point on that, because looking at that bank, if you had anything in that safe deposit box in that bank, it's probably still in there, probably, but you're not going to get any kind of banking representative to show up and allow you into that safe deposit box. Their first excuse will be, oh no, it's way too dangerous. We're not allowed to go into the bank. It's way too dangerous. We can't do that. That's going to be their first excuse that they're going to tell you. And so, you don't want to go there. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to put your assets at risk. So, you're literally safer to store anything of value literally under your mattress or bury it in your backyard. That's quite literally the safest place you could put anything these days, if you have immediate access to it. So just my opinion on that. Next is see 70. Let's see, you have a 72-hour kit. So whatever you're gonna need to survive for 3 days at the minimum. In my scenario, my particular situation is my car is my 72-hour kit. However, I went above and beyond. My car, I could literally survive. My wife and I and our dog could survive in my car for probably a week. The car being the shelter, and then what I have stocked in the trunk of the car basically would allow us to survive for about a week. We got freeze-dried meals stored away in there. We got a couple of gallons of water, got dog food, dog medication, got a couple changes of clothes for both of us, rugged work boots for both of us, tools that are necessary to survive with. So anyway, my car is basically our survival kit and our 72-hour kit and escape vehicle all at the same time. So however you need to modify your life to be able to survive some way or another for 72 hours, whether it's a backpack, whether it's a car, a truck, whatever your life is, you got to modify that for your own scenarios. So do that. Essential medications, have access to basically, if you need to exit your house immediately, make it so that your medications are basically in the same spot. You can just swoop those into a bag and be on your way with your medications that are essential. So have immediate access to all your essential medications very easily. Next is communications. Don't call your loved ones, text your loved ones. Making a phone call uses up way too much bandwidth in the system, and you may not actually be able to complete that call because of bandwidth overload. So texting anybody that you care about and having them text you back is a way more efficient way of communication. It uses way less bandwidth, and likely your message will be received by texting as opposed to making phone calls. So do that. And also, along with your communication devices, highly recommend having a portable battery charging device that stores energy to be able to charge your cell phones and devices for as long as you're able to. So having a battery storage device, super valuable to have one of those in your kit as well. Stay away from large crowds. So would definitely recommend if you're traveling in an escape route, an escape anything, getting out of the situation you're in, try to avoid large crowds. Generally, that's where you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble with other desperate people, is by engaging with large crowds, because they may see that you have something that they don't have and they may want it, and then you're, you know, in a really bad and dangerous situation. So if you're able to avoid large crowds, have a couple $100s in cash on hand to be able to, if you're at a gas station, and I saw this in the California situation, there is a remote gas station that was operating on their own generator power to be able to operate their gas pumps. Their credit card machines may or may not work. They may be on a cash only basis. Say, hey, I'll give you 5 gallons of gas for X number of dollars, whatever. So have, a couple $100s in cash with you. Have it in small bills, no larger than a $20 bill, so that you're not just walking around with $200 bills that are essentially useless at that point. So small bills, couple $100s in cash, also very valuable. And to take that point a little bit further, is have an ounce of silver per person that's going to be in your group, in your bag, basically. An ounce of silver is a good barter item that, if you're able to, see a situation, you need to get gasoline, you need to purchase some kind of food, you need to do whatever, in a emergency situation where credit card machines are down, things like that. Silver is a very good barter material. People generally recognize the value of silver and would be willing to do business with you in that scenario as well. So if you're able to get an ounce of silver per person in your group, it's a good strategy to barter and get your way through an escape scenario. Let's see, physical maps. Have physical maps of your surrounding area, your state, your county, your city, the country, whatever. Have physical paper maps available, because cell phone service might be down. Your phone might not be working with regular cell phone service. GPS satellites are not immune to going down or giving inaccurate information. So you don't want to trust those types of systems if you can get away with it. So physical maps, another very important thing. And let's see, then finally, have non-electronic entertainment things available. What I mean by non-electronic things available is you don't want to waste your cell phone battery playing stupid games on your cell phone, which wastes the battery. You want to preserve your battery life, first of all. Second of all, you're likely not going to be streaming anything because the system is going to be down. So you need to have books available. You need to have games available, like word searches, crossword puzzles, whatever, turns your crank that is a physical form of distraction and entertainment. Whatever works for you, especially if you're escaping with children. Children get bored very easy, as you know. So having physical forms of entertainment for them, coloring books, drawing pads, whatever it is that's going to distract the kids that is not an electronic device, extremely important to have in your escape package, in your escape kit. Need to have that. So those are basically some points that I wanted to go over with you guys to let you know kind of my take on the scenario. It's it's a horrible scenario, but if you have thought about this in advance, made some plans in advance, got some things together in advance, you could be less scared. Still, it's a terrifying situation, and you need to be as prepared as you can physically and mentally, and be able to act at a moment's notice. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. If you like this advice, I thought it was important, valuable, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, Share it with anybody you think might benefit from it or find it valuable as well. And with that, it's good to see you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.